In just 3 episodes, Agatha all along has traveled farther than many series would dare to in a whole season. We have visited Westview, Agatha's version, Westview, Agnes' version, and we have even tasted the Witch's Road thus far. The Witch's Road is much more than just a gorgeous, dangerous forest that may remain perpetually night, as a vibe, as we swiftly discover in episode 3. Along the way, our coven will encounter even more locations that correspond with the various elements. We're assuming too much. Before we enter the mansion right out of huge tiny lies, a lot of things happen. The teen is overjoyed to have arrived at the road and exclaims in a dreamy voice that everything is just as he imagined. In response, Agatha says that it works for him. Oh my, very adorable. Regretfully, not everybody is overjoyed to be here, particularly because the Salem 7 pursued them there. The most distraught is Sharon Davis, who claims that this is practically an abduction. She also finds it extremely puzzling that this unusual woodland is located beneath Westview. She belongs to the historical society in the town, and they have never seen anything quite like this. She has reason to be worried, considering they're up against their worst fears via trials designed to test them and their knowledge of their craft. To make matters worse, they don't exactly have access to their powers at the moment, at least. Not in the traditional sense. Teen tells the coven that they can all use analog magic, which is a more conventional variety that needs actual skill, but that's about all he can say because he still can't disclose his name or any other personal information. Lilia is highly offended because she recognizes that this is the result of a sign and becomes suspicious that Agatha is responsible. Sigils don't belong on her. She urges them not to worry about the mystery of Teen in any case because the true rewards are waiting for each of them at the end of the path. Alice can discover her mother's whereabouts, Lilia can turn back time, and Jennifer's magic can be released. Mrs. Davis just wants her pocketbook back since it's being devoured by a spot of muck that looks like quicksand. The coven saves her right before she can become fertilizer for the terrifying plants. Rule number 1, don't stray off the path. When they go to a stunning beach house, Mrs. Davis feels better and wonders if they may have made it to the finish. Teen says that would be really unfortunate, getting the side eye from me as well as the coven. Who the heck is this kid, really? They enter the home, which has middle-aged second chance at love vibes, in terms of decor. And each of them changes into attire that complements the style. Thankfully, they're all stylish and amazing, making everyone look good, because the doors do not reopen. They are completely ensnared by M. Night Shyamalan. Agatha is hoping that there won't be a baby shower or, worst yet, a wedding. It's ironic, to put it mildly, that Jennifer warns Teen to be careful around Agatha after she exchanged her own child for Boo of the Damned. Teen doesn't believe it. Nobody knows what actually happened, after all. There are also rumors that Nicholas is dead, a demon, or an agent of Mephisto. Jennifer still cautions him to be careful. I doubt she'd even recognize her own son if he showed up at her doorstep. She quips. Yikes. In between dragging Agatha, Jennifer discovers a puzzle that, as Sharon quickly discovers, talks about wine. I appreciate that this woman obviously enjoys a wind-down cocktail, but please, Sharon, chill. Each person is given a glass, and Sharon inevitably takes a big swallow of hers first. After everyone else does the same, a 30-minute timer starts. At start, not much happens. Because Sharon is completely ignorant of real-life witches, Lilia becomes the epitome of the old man yelling at cloud. Teen hears Alice tell about the tattoo her mother forced her to get. She was 13 years old while she was at Red Rocks in Colorado. She claims that since all of the ladies in her family are cursed, it is a protective symbol. Adolescent humbly acknowledges that a lot happened to him when he was 13. The soft moment is interrupted by Sharon's face looking positively busted, puffing up like a balloon. Everyone else's begins to do the same, and Agatha attempts to hide her still perfectly normal head. It's in vain, though, as she's immediately busted. Though the swelling subsides quickly, Jennifer knows this is just the beginning. They must have ingested Alewife's revenge, which can cause delirium, hallucinations, loss of motor function, and even death. Agatha's certainly not inclined to drink the wine now, especially considering that it's cheap, but she reluctantly throws it back when Teen threatens to if she doesn't. Her reaction to the idea is uncharacteristically strong, which begs the question, why does she care so much about protecting this kid when she doesn't care if most people live or die and, frankly, hopes that it will be the latter most of the time? Thus begins Phase 2, hallucinations. Because she drank it before anyone else, Sharon is first to fall victim to this, having flashbacks of seeing her husband die at the dinner table in WandaVision Episode 1, and begs Wanda to let him breathe. The others attempt to ignore her highly disturbing cries and help Jennifer brew an antidote. One such ingredient they need is petroleum, which Agatha and Lilia find in Jennifer's skincare line packed in the cabinets of the house's bathroom. Jennifer claims her products are all organic, but Agatha knows a snake oil salesman when she sees one. Try to save Agatha, Lilia blurts out as she and Agatha are going through the shelves. Agatha becomes perplexed and believes Lilia is discussing the here and now, but my hypothesis is that this has to do with a recollection that alludes to something from Agatha's past. Is Lilia experiencing guilt about not intervening to prevent Agatha's mother and coven from attempting to burn her at the stake? Prevent her from completely succumbing to the evil side millennia ago? In addition to the Agatha-related blurt, Lilia also gets a vision of a young girl who asks her if she wants to see in Italian. Lilia is then disturbed by the vision of a dark figure creeping up behind a zombified woman. She frantically states that they're all dead, which leaves Agatha even more puzzled while Alice and Teen are scouring the house for more ingredients, eucalyptus essential oil among them. Alice gets a vision of her mother flicking a lighter and informing her that her grandmother died. Though she was thousands of miles away, she could feel it when it happened. "It's my turn now," her mother says. "It's going to kill me." Alice screams, disturbed that she can't protect her mom any more than her mom can protect her, and Teen does his best to comfort her. Jennifer starts preparing the house's enormous kitchen sink to serve as an impromptu cauldron for making their remedy. But she also faces her own hallucinated demons, a man dressed like a doctor who tries to drown her in the sink by calling her an inconvenient woman and telling her she's nothing. A rising high tide outside is making things worse by posing a threat to shatter the window Agatha broke earlier while attempting to flee. The clock is truly running out. The timer is down to only 3 minutes remaining. Teen arrives to save the day by suggesting that their cauldron be made sous vide as Jennifer starts to create the potion. Agatha is no help, as this is when her hallucination finally kicks in. She hears a baby crying and, to put it mildly, freaks the hell out. When she goes to investigate the pram, what she sees isn't an infant but the Darkhold itself. Maybe there's some credence to Jennifer's constant accusations of child sacrifice after all. They each remove a single hair from their heads and add it to the pot once they've subdued Agatha. The water will only glow the right color when they have all cleared their minds and matched their goals. However, it first fails, just as their battle to open the route. Agatha gives Jen a motivational lecture, telling her that even though she has always hated her, she has left her alone because the work she was doing was crucial. "That which can be you once more," she informs her. "Your knowledge cannot be taken by them, but your power can." Jennifer snaps to attention at that point and understands they are lacking a crucial component, the blood of the unpoisoned. Agatha takes a knife, gives Teen a quick slice on his hand, and praises him for being underage. The antidote eventually glows blue thanks to Teen's addition, and they all sip it. It's a race to the finish line to get Sharon to consume it since, naturally, she's not feeling great. The oven opens to let them out after they pass the exam, and they succeed just in time. Lilia is not too happy about them taking this as their ride out, but they have little choice but to slide back down the oven slip and slide out to the road before the house floods behind them. It is impossible to emphasize the physical humor in this. In the nicest sense, it's absurd. Even when they get Sharon out before she drowns, they discover that she is not dead. Sharon, poor thing. At least she passed away enjoying her favorite pastime, wine. Episode 3 of Agatha all along informs us that the expository phase is now complete and that the story is picking up steam. Furthermore, the plot is about to take quite an interesting turn. Through the flashbacks, Schaefer has given us some delectable breadcrumbs, yes, another Hansel and Gretel illusion, deal with it, to chew on and consider in terms of each character's past, and Agatha and Teen's relationship is still fascinating. The show appears to be evolving into our coven-solving enchanted escape rooms on a weekly basis, with death being the result of failing like a silly Squid Game. That concludes our review for today, but the discussion is far from over. For more, leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more videos. Keep the magic of movies alive until the next time, signing off from FK Bytes.